Let me teach you how to make a scrunchie step by step. I start off with a piece of cotton fabric that measures 3 inches by 24 inches, and I'm using 3/8 inch wide elastic, and I have an 11-inch piece of it. First, we bring the two short ends of the fabric strip together with pretty sides touching and place a pin. Using a 3/8 inch seam allowance, I backstitch at the beginning and at the end to connect those two short ends. Then I press that seam open. And then you'll see that at this point you have one big loop. Lay it flat in front of you, and whatever fabric is on top, I want you to roll it in really tightly to the middle. Then we're going to take the two outer edges and bring those together, one on top of the other with pretty sides touching, and place a few pins. Now the two fabric layers that you have your pins going through are the only two layers that you want to sew through at this step. So we're using 3/8 inch seam allowance here, and I backstitch to begin. I start sewing straight, and when I don't have any more fabric to sew straight through, I want to stop and pull from the fabric that's bundled up on the inside and just pull it straight back towards you, okay? Then you push everything to the left that's in there, and then open up the two outermost raw edges and bring them together to sew. Keep pulling straight towards you, pushing what's on the inside as far to the left as you can, making sure that you don't actually sew through it, and then bring those two outer edges together, and that's the part we're sewing. You're going to continue to do this bit by bit until you work your way around to the other end of the scrunchie. Okay, so just keep an eye out for where your initial stitches are. So I'm going to do this one more time here. And then you can see that right here, I can see where my initial stitches are. So that's where I started, and I want to stop 1.5 to 2 inches away from that start point because we need to leave a hole. I'm using a bodkin to clamp down on my elastic and feed it through from one end to the other. When I come out on the other side, I can remove the bodkin, and then we're just going to tie a simple knot using both ends of the elastic, okay? This doesn't even require any sewing at this step. It's not really going to go anywhere. Give it a really good tug, then go in through the opening and just start pulling out fabric. What you're doing here is pulling the entire scrunchie right side out. It's super simple. It's a quick and easy way to work this up. And all you have left to do is to close up the hole that's on the end here. So I like to push in the raw fabric edges and then pull everything taut. At the sewing machine, I sew super close to the outer edge, making sure to backstitch at the beginning and at the end. And then after you trim your threads, your scrunchie is done. I'm Vanessa the Crafty Gemini, and I make sewing simple. Follow me.